The Forsaken Chosen. Chapter 7. The Healer's Wrath. Lois swung his sword at the monster with all his strength, but the creature caught the blade effortlessly. In an instant, Lois's sword crumbled into ashes in the monster's hand. The creature sneered, thrusting his fist forward and punching Lois so hard that he flew across the cavern, crashing into the wall with a thunderous impact. Before Lois could recover, the monster charged, forming a massive energy blade glowing with red power. He raised it high, aiming straight for Lois's chest. "Lois!" Owen shouted, rushing forward with blazing speed. He shoved Lois out of the way just as the sword came down. The blade pierced Owen's back. "Owen!" Rowan and Erica screamed, running to him as he fell to his knees. Rowan caught him before he hit the ground, his eyes wide with disbelief. Blood trickled down Owen's lips as he forced a weak smile. "I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you," he whispered. Rowan shook his head. "Don't talk like that. Nothing will happen to us here." He pressed his hand against Owen's wound, and instantly a golden light radiated from his palm. The wound closed as if time itself reversed. Erica turned toward the monsters, chanting under her breath. The cave trembled as thunder rumbled from the skies above, even though they were deep underground. Before she could release her spell, Rowan touched her shoulder. "You're not a match for them," he said quietly, his eyes glowing faintly. Then he turned to Owen and Lois. "Stay back. I'll handle this. Soon. All their weapons will be yours." The monsters burst out laughing, their echoes filling the hall. The Monster King leaned forward from his throne, his eyes gleaming. "Even those with true power could not destroy us," he said mockingly. "And you, a mere healer, dare to threaten my kind?" Rowan smiled faintly. "Are you done yapping? Talking's cheap. Let's finish this." The king chuckled darkly and gestured toward his guards. "Kill him." 3 S-rank monsters drew their glowing swords and charged. Rowan took a single step forward. Golden aura erupted around him, swirling violently. As the monsters closed in, they froze mid-strike. In a flash of light, Rowan vanished, reappearing behind them as their heads fell cleanly from their shoulders. The air went still. His eyes glowed lightning blue, his voice echoing deeper than before. "I tried to reason with you," he said coldly, "but it seems arrogance is all you understand." Erica and the others stood frozen in awe. Owen muttered, "Since when did Rowan become this strong? He just took down S-rank monsters in a single strike." Before they could react further, the ground began to quake as countless monsters emerged from the shadows, roaring and rushing toward them. Erica, Owen, and Lois drew their weapons, but before they could move, Rowan rose slowly into the air. Blue lightning erupted from his body, streaking across the cave like divine fire. In a blinding flash, every monster that charged was reduced to ashes, leaving only the Monster King and his 2 remaining guards. The king laughed, unfazed. "Impressive. Perhaps I've underestimated you." He raised his hand, summoning a massive black box before him. The box opened, revealing weapons of every kind, radiating dark, powerful energy. One of his guards reached in to grab a weapon, but before his fingers touched it, Rowan appeared in front of him, seized his neck, and the monster turned to ashes in Rowan's grasp. In the next instant, Rowan reappeared beside Erica and the others carrying the box. But before he could say a word, the remaining guard materialized behind him and stabbed Rowan through the back. The Monster King roared with laughter. "So much for your godlike strength. Too weak to even defend yourself." Rowan didn't move. "Owen!" Erica shouted, but Rowan raised a hand signaling them to stay still. The sword embedded in his back began to melt, metal dripping like liquid fire. The guard's expression twisted in horror as he stumbled backward. Before he could take a single step, Rowan turned his gaze toward him and the guard exploded into a burst of blood and ash. Silence fell again. The Monster King slowly stood from his throne, removing his heavy cloak. His body radiated a dark, ancient power that made the very cave tremble. "Godlike power," he said with a smirk. "Interesting." Rowan's eyes narrowed. He turned his head slightly toward his team. "Stand back," he commanded. "He's stronger than any S-rank. This one is mine." The ground cracked beneath their feet as 2 powers, one divine, one demonic, rose to clash. To be continued.